Good evening. Our news summary for this Tuesday, the 31st of March. Judge Nicolas Sharp-Ferry has been sworn in as chair of a new commission of inquiry set up to investigate the CCCL explosion. She took the oath of office this morning at State House alongside commission members Guy Roku and Dora Zat in a ceremony attended by President Patrick Emini and Vice President Sébastien Pillet. The Commission has been tasked with establishing the cause and sequence of events leading to the explosion, reviewing the adequacy and legality of the authorities' response, and making recommendations to prevent similar incidents and strengthen emergency preparedness. This is the third commission of inquiry established by President Emini, following earlier inquiries into the Assomption Island development and the Montant-Posé prison riots. Justice Sharp-Ferry, an appellate judge with 33 years' experience, will lead the inquiry over the next 6 months.
We're about to go receive our terms of reference, and we will give you more information on how the commission will operate. But my expectation is that as a commission, we will start with preparing our rules of procedure of how the commission will operate. We will set that down, we'll have it gazetted, and thereafter we will start the investigations, and we anticipate that we will have public hearings and be calling witnesses to come forward and tell us what happened. We need the witnesses to come forward.
And there has been a report done by the police already, and it's at the Attorney General's office, if I'm not mistaken. Will that be like a secondary source that you will be using for your...
Sure, we will get as much information as we can, and we will be asking people to come forward and give us all the documentation we need. And of course we have the powers to compel people to appear before us, to produce any documentation, whatever is available. I know the incident happened in 2024, so some time has passed, but we will obviously be calling on everyone to come forward and give us the information. We need as much information to be able to give a full investigation on what exactly happened.
The Human Rights Commission has presented the President of the Republic with a copy of its annual report for last year. The Commission's chairman, Judge Bernardin Renaud, handed over the 2025 report, which outlines the work carried out by the body over the past year. He explained that the Commission presents its report annually to demonstrate how funds allocated through the national budget have been utilized. Judge Renaud also noted that this year the Commission is placing greater emphasis on public awareness. He said this follows observations that many people are still unclear about the Commission's role and responsibilities, and efforts will be stepped up to better educate the public. The Minister for Finance, Economic Planning, Trade and Investment, Pierre Laporte, stated that the government is taking all necessary measures to ensure the continued availability of essential and urgent commodities in the country, as well as to support visitors despite the ongoing conflict in the Gulf region. He was responding to an urgent question from the leader of government business, Bernard Georges, regarding the steps the government is taking to assist small and tourism-related businesses as visitor numbers continue to decline due to the war. The Assembly also condemned cyberbullying, particularly attacks originating from anonymous accounts, following a matter of privilege raised by Poglo's MNA Egbert Aglai. Additionally, the National Assembly debated and approved two motions. First, it acceded to the protocol amending the Convention on Offences and certain other acts committed on board aircraft in accordance with the Montreal Protocol 2014. Second, it ratified the Vienna Convention on the Law of Treaties. Both motions, presented by the leader of government business, received unanimous approval. The Ministry of Finance, Economic Planning, Trade and Investment has announced that the Seychelles Revenue Commission will extend the deadline for businesses in the tourism sector to pay their business and presumptive tax returns due on the 31st of March 2026. According to Gayatri Shetty, the extension has been granted due to the continued impact on tourism-related businesses following the Middle East attack. Tourism-related businesses will be given a 3-month extension, allowing them until 30th of June 2026 to meet their tax obligations. Any taxes not paid within this extended period will be subject to penalties and interest.
So they can apply, they can fill in the form and send it to the email address assistant@src.gov.sc so that they can apply for the 3-month period payment plan. Penalty will be applicable for payment after, which is after July 2026. With this introduction of extension time frame is because of the crisis we are in, the Middle East crisis, which is affecting the tourism sector for now. So we believe that the payment of tax, if we extend it for 3 months, it will assist businesses to support the cash transaction or expenses they're currently facing.
The Electoral Commission has officially certified the 2026 Register of Voters, marking an important step in the country's electoral process. The certification ceremony took place earlier today at the Electoral Commission headquarters in Montfleury.
The formal signing of the registers of voters and its official presentation from the Chief Registration Officer Sheena Max, presented to the Chief Executive Officer Manuela Amsberry before being handed over to political parties. According to figures presented to the total number of registered voters now stand at 76,751. On that number, 39,672 are female voters, while 37,079 are male voters. Data also reveal trends across electoral areas and age groups.
The register reopened for any transactions from the 14th of October to the 31st of December. And all the applications that we have received from that time, and also all the persons that has deceased from that time, they have been removed from the register, and all of the inclusions have been included on the register that we have certified.
Looking ahead, Commissioner Elvis Gilly outlines the way forward. Plans include strengthening collaboration with stakeholders, expanding targeted voters outreach programs, introducing mobile registration services, and increasing civic and voters' education efforts.
2 international experts paid a courtesy call on President Patrick Herminy to discuss their plans for environmental and ocean conservation in Seychelles. During the meeting this morning, Ocean Ramsay and Felipe de Andrade outlined the work they intend to undertake locally, focusing on protecting marine ecosystems and promoting sustainable practices. Their proposals include initiatives to explore marine life, raise awareness and provide training for students, fishermen and the wider public, ensuring they remain informed about modern conservation methods. Supported by the Danifo Foundation, the initiative aims to highlight the importance of safeguarding the environment and oceans. Ocean Ramsay, an ethologist and marine conservation scientist, emphasized the opportunity to collaborate with the government to expand conservation efforts, while explorer Felipe de Andrade, associated with National Geographic, highlighted plans to organize training programs to strengthen public awareness.
We're thrilled and grateful to have time with the President to talk about expanding the marine conservation initiatives. It sounds like he and the former President had a lot of ideas and ways to look out for their future generations and economy. So bringing in international support, just references from our decades of experience of helping with infrastructure around the world. We're really here to support the Seychelles people in their future endeavors for the environment, potentially maybe a shark sanctuary at a certain island, or just protecting keystone species like sharks and rays and other marine wildlife for the future generations and educational opportunities. What we're planning on doing is first doing a survey to look at the most ideal locations that would bring the greatest benefit to local communities, and then providing training if necessary in an industry that could bring in anywhere from 27 to maybe $58 million annually, and that would be really good in a sustainable manner that would benefit local economies.
I just asked the president if he'd like to come on a shark dive with us. I mean, we've got the world's greatest shark ambassadors in Ocean and in Juan, and so why not extend the invitation? But, you know, I keep telling people I came for about 2 weeks, and that was a year and a half ago. So clearly I have fallen in love with Seychelles. Seychelles has reinvigorated my passion, and not just my passion, but my purpose in preserving the ocean. And so in seeing what you guys have already done, you know, for my team, for our team, we don't feel like we're starting anything. We just feel like we're hopping on a moving boat. So Seychelles has already started and governed and through sovereign actions enacted all of these policies that then benefit the locals. So where Ocean and Juan can lend their expertise is how do we take that to the next level?
And this brings us to the end of this news summary. Have a fantastic evening.